everyone, and welcome to a brand new episode of Go. I'm your host, Christina Jung.
And I'm Anand Chandy. And yes, I don't melt with a little bit of rain, evidently. So it's raining, it's fall, summer is done, but there's still people out and about doing a whole bunch of stuff in the Cariboo. So what's going on here today, Christina?
Yeah, no, despite the gloomy and wet weather, Williams Lake has been really busy. We're hosting the show today at Blue Lake Resort. It's the event we've been talking about all summer. The Wounded Warriors Fly Fishing Retreat is happening here today. So we'll have Jack and everyone else on this episode to tell you all about the details. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the episode.
Welcome back to Go on Shaw TV, and I'm here with Jack Simpson. Jack is the organizer of today's fly fishing event. Jack, can you tell me a little bit about this event?
What it is an organized event to give wounded warriors in BC, and wounded warriors meaning combat veterans injured in combat who are in care by the Department of National Defense. And we've brought them in from all over BC, hosted them, and given them the opportunity to learn fly fishing, to experience fly fishing, and to actually get out on a body of water, in this case 3 bodies of water, to get the feel of it.
And what are the advantages of fly fishing for what you're doing here?
It has been experienced and proven through experience, both in the United States and beginning into Canada, that a veteran in care or a combat veteran who is suffering from PTSD or stress or stress related from rehabilitation, getting out with a fly rod on some water in the quiet has reduced stress, and in fact has really improved their rehab.
And does this kind of weather play a factor at all?
Yeah, it makes it miserable.
All right, we're going to come back with Jack and a couple of other stories from here. Now, for the next story, we're going to head up to Wells, where we filmed a story of a different sort. This is a fishing derby held by the Legion up there in memory of one of their comrades up there. So let's go check the story out. Home to rainbow trouts, lake trouts, and the occasional stories of the one that got away, this is the Jacko Club's lake in Wells, British Columbia. Located just off of the highway on the way to Barkerville, the lake is also home to an annual fishing derby. A derby that's been on since, well, no one really knows. From what we do know though, the derby has recently been named after Stevie Brown, a beloved Wells Legion member who died a few years ago. Stevie was also the man who started the derby on the Jack.
Today is the Steve Brown Memorial Fishing Derby, and everyone loved old Stevie, and he was a character, but he loved to fish. Yeah, that's the rumor about him, is Steve Brown was a fisherman.
Stevie Brown was a longtime Legion member, spent most of his time on the executive board and other positions within the Legion. About 2008, Stevie Brown passed away, and fishing was one of his passions.
Like most legends, Stevie didn't leave behind a lot of evidence of his existence, save for the passion that drives these men to continue a tradition he started. Held every year over the Labor Day long weekend, the tradition has stood strong through everything from bad weather to advisories against eating the trout due to pollution from mine tailings. Looking at the turnout at this family event, you can be sure that Stevie's watching over them all, happy that they took the bait and stayed the course through it all.
I think this is an excellent lake to fish in. Out in the middle of the lake, it's about 160 to 220 feet deep in places.
Here you find rainbow trout, lake trout, dolly varden or bull trout, fairly deep lake, upwards of 200, a little bit over 200 feet.
one, there's more.
Whether you're spinning, fly fishing, or bait casting, whether you're fishing off the shoreline or even near the center of the lake, there's a good chance you'll either catch something or experience tranquility at a whole new level.
The beauty about living up here in Wells is, you know, I can't go to a place and not find a fish somewhere. Pulled a 1.5 pound lake trout out last night. I've had a bunch of 2-3 pounders online here the last week or so.
A registration fee for $20 for adults, $15 for youth, and $5 for kids, and a little bit of patience is probably all you need to get started.
My sort of thing is to, you know, use a spinner or a spoon and put a worm on it and throw it way out there and slowly drag it into the deep water, and you find that drop off and just try to walk the lure up there, and often they're sitting right at that drop off waiting to come up and bite whatever they see.
I use a small river rod, a light or medium weight rod, small line. I'm not fishing for bigger fish. If I was running for bigger fish, I'd use a heavier rod, heavier line, get a little bit deeper in the water.
And as the old saying goes, give a man a fish and he'll eat for a day. Teach a Joey or a Corey to fish and they'll probably
put it in the frying pan or battering it and getting nice fried fish, or smoking. I like to smoke fish. I can pickle fish.
The fishing's good. The fish fight hard. The smaller rainbows up to 2 pounds are really tasty fish.
9.30 ounces.
The grand prize at this derby is $100 for the biggest lake trout. Given the relatively smaller turnout at this Labor Day event, chances are that everyone who comes here walks out a winner.
One guy was driving out to Bowron today to go fishing, and he drove by the sign and he turned around and came back and he said, you know, why fish at Bowron when I can get the same fish up there and maybe win a cash prize or something like that. So,
for Go on Shaw TV, I'm Anand Chandy. Now, Jack, you told me that you could learn how to fly fish here as well. I've never fly fished before. What do you need to fly fish with?
Well, it's best to have a fly rod.
Okay.
It's best to have a fly line, and it's best to have some flies. Fly fishing is different from ordinary spin fishing or bait casting fishing in that you use flies and they're very lightweight, so you don't have that chunk of heavy stuff at the end of a line to pull your line out when you cast it. What it does have is a weighted fly line, and you cast, and the technique is to cast that out, and that will carry the fly out. Okay?
Okay. Do you need to dress specifically for what you're doing or any of that?
Most guys dress just like you. No. They get dressed up in silly stuff like I do, and with hats with water running off them, and vests that get damp and have all the tools and flies and stuff on them. Handy.
Well, it helps out a little bit, right? It's a little handy to have everything there.
Yeah,
so
within hand, and if you're in a small boat or a pontoon boat or even a belly boat, you've got to have all the stuff with you.
Okay, and just to make things clear, these are what you're calling the flies, right?
Yes.
Okay, now since I have no idea how to do this, like I asked you before, can you teach me a little bit about fly fishing when we get down there?
Absolutely.
Okay, so while I go and learn how to fly fish, you guys can go and check out this other story that I shot with a new choir in Quesnel. Combining a modern sound with tradition and creating an aural sensation that takes you to a warm and fuzzy place inside, this is Quesnel's newest community choir in their second practice session. They're proof that sowing seeds from a local farmer's market can lead to everything from epic beanstalks to an epic combination of voices.
This year, I happened to stumble upon Cheryl and Kay at the farmer's market and had a sign saying, "Do you like to sing?" And so I said, "Great, I will come and sing with them." And then they said, "Well, you know, we actually still need to have a choir director." So I said, "Okay, I will do that." And then the 5 of us collaborated together, and we have a great board of directors, and with everybody's hard work that we've now developed the Q City Singers.
Close my eyes.
The Q City singers you see here were born out of a void. If you're watching this and recognizing some of the talent in this room, it's because some of these members were part of Quesnel's last community choir, Sweet Harmony. Inspired to start something new when Sweet Harmony folded and to go on, Ingrid, Cheryl, Kay, Betsy and Wynn are the reason behind this mixed choir.
So we were left without any music, any opportunity to sing and to share and build relationships, friendships with other people. And so we decided it'd be wonderful to have a city choir so we could invite people of different ages, encourage the young people to join us, and also to have men sing, because it has such a beautiful dimension in the sound of music.
Okay, so same spot. Okay.
Male and female, from 16 to 60, from karaoke singers to highly experienced members, this choir is a mixed bag of artists anchored down by members like Ingrid, who is a member of the bel canto choirs in Prince George.
Great. After tonight's practice, I could really hear that the sounds were actually coming together. We were gelling more together as a choir. The whole practice that we did today was working on one piece of music, and I felt that everybody did a great job, and it's coming together quite nicely.
I once sang in a choir of about 50 voices, and it was fabulous. There's really something about singing with that many voices all making music, and you're just a tiny little cog. You know, I would love that.
The only thing I could share with people that I learned there is that music is your soul, and it brings such health, because when you sing, you increase your oxygen level, and breathing deeply and having good breath control is very healthy for all your being.
The choir currently has little over 50 registered members, and they practice at the Trinity Lutheran Church on Tuesday nights from 6:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m.
Pastor Lauren has opened the church to us. We can use all the rooms. We've got piano, organ, microphone. He's just going out of his way to make us feel very welcome here.
If you'd like to become a member of this group, you can check them out on Facebook. All you need to be a part of these voices is to listen to your heart and to come out and register.
Oh, it's great. Music brings everybody together. Music is a stress reliever. Music touches the soul, and I thoroughly enjoy music. I have missed singing, and I'm very glad to be back here as a new role as a conductor. I've never conducted an adult choir before. I've conducted little ones, so it's a lot different, but it's very rewarding as well.
You don't have to be a professional singer. You don't have to know music, read music. Just enjoy sharing your voice with others.
For Go on Shaw TV, I'm Anand Chandy.
So I'm standing here with Dave. Dave is one of the veterans that are here up at Williams Lake for the fly fishing retreat. Dave, it's very nice to meet you. Thank you for joining us on the show.
Thank you very much.
Can I ask, where are you from?
I'm from South Surrey.
Okay. So not too far of a drive up here.
No, 5 hours.
Okay.
It's a bit of a hike, but you get to go through the Coquihalla
Yeah.
and see some lovely scenery.
Oh, nice. Okay. What made you come up here for the fly fishing retreat this weekend?
Oh, well, a couple of things. One is an opportunity to go fishing yet again.
Yep.
The second one is an opportunity to see the interior of BC. I'm a meteorological refugee from central Canada.
Oh, wow.
So I'm from Ontario originally and attracted to British Columbia by the generous climate. And so I'm really not that knowledgeable about what the interior of BC is on, and so I want to get back into fishing.
Now, you said you're trying to get back into fly fishing. So you have fly fished before then?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, in various parts of Canada, overseas and so on. Yeah.
Okay. Now, Dave, I know you are a wounded warrior yourself. Now, if you can tell me, how has kind of fly fishing helped you, or how is fly fishing a hobby that can help other wounded warriors out there?
I think it's like a lot of things. It allows you to focus. It allows you to be for me, the attraction is to be out on the land, and to be in the bush.
Right, right. It's not just about picking up that rod and going fishing. There's so much other things that follow behind it. Now, speaking of yesterday in seminar, were you also at the banquet? Were you able to hear Hannah's Let Her Fly song?
Yes. It was a very touching tune. I had a chance to express my thanks and appreciation afterwards, after she sang.
Yep.
It's I've not heard her before, obviously, because I think she's a local talent.
Yep, she's a local girl.
And I did see it on the video as part of the preparation for this.
Oh yeah, and she's a very talented girl. Actually, we were here last weekend. The weather was much better than today, but we were here last weekend kind of filming her music video for that song, Let Her Fly. Well, that is going to come up later on in the episode. Up next, just check out what the pregnancy outreach has going on for International Breastfeeding Week next week. And up next will be the community calendar.
So October 1st to 7th is World Breastfeeding Week, so it's worldwide, it's not just Williams Lake, but we're celebrating here. And there's a few different things going on. So the Pregnancy Outreach Program is going to be hosting a talk for World Breastfeeding Week. That will be myself and Karen Irvin doing that on the 1st. And they're gonna have cupcakes and lots of fun stuff. So there'll be information and people can come down, ask for help if they want. Pregnant moms can get education. New moms can get some assistance if they need it. There'll be an article in the Tribune about Breastfeeding Week and food security in general, which is a hot topic right now with breastfeeding. We try and get an article every year in the Tribune about Breastfeeding Week just to raise awareness. So this year our topic was food security and just issues around that and things that kind of are starting to get a lot closer to home. So for example, in Williams Lake, we had a lot of forest fires this year, and there was a lot of families that had to get up and leave immediately. And that becomes an issue when you aren't breastfeeding your infant and you're formula feeding, and all of a sudden you have to leave your home and don't have formula or don't have the right kind of formula when you go somewhere else. So we would love to see everyone come out to the Pregnancy Outreach Program on October 1st. We'll be doing a talk at 11 a.m. There'll be lots of cupcakes, treats, and goodies, education, and you can also have lunch with us that day as well.
Welcome back and thanks for joining us. While Anand's down there busy trying his hand at fly fishing, let's introduce the next story. Luckily, it looks like with all this rain, forest fire season is coming to an end. But in preparation for next summer and many summers to come, the Cariboo Fire Centre is getting a huge upgrade. Let's check it out. With over 100 employees, the Cariboo Fire Centre is bursting from the seams. But thanks to a $5.88 million government grant, these firefighters will soon be working in a brand new firefighting facility.
The original building was built in the 1960s and had some additions built onto it. We added more trailers and additional buildings to meet the needs of our fire center. And we have 110 staff working here out of the Cariboo Fire Centre. But the original building was only meant to accommodate about 50. So we had long outgrown it, and so it was definitely needed for a new building.
Currently, the Williams Lake Fire Centre has a total of 11 separate structures and temporary trailers. And being one of the busiest regions in BC, an upgrade was much needed.
Cariboo 1 Alpha, Cariboo 1 Alpha, Cariboo Fire Centre.
Back in 2011, there was a provincial facilities analysis done by the BC government, and they looked at all the different facilities that BC Wildfire Service has across the province and assessed the need and which should be prioritized as a capital project. So the Cariboo Fire Centre actually came out as number 3 on the list. We manage a large area covering about 10.3 million hectares. And we've noticed that with the scattered 11 buildings around the compound, it just creates inefficiencies with communications and that type of thing.
The 40-year-old structures will be replaced with a new one-story building filled with amenities like a training center, laundry and shower areas, and much more.
So our new fire center building is going to be a one-story building, about 22,000 square feet, and it's going to include our Regional Wildfire Coordination Center, as well as the Cariboo Chilcotin Zone Office. It's also going to house our Vesta unit crew, initial attack crews, the air tanker facilities, room for the pilots. We're going to have firefighter changing rooms, laundry rooms. We're also going to have more meeting rooms and training rooms, and as well accommodating all the staff offices and things like that.
The project will cost a total of $7.9 million, and construction for the new building is currently moving forward in full speed. Slated to be done by the fall of 2016, crews are excited to be all in one centralized office.
All of our sections are kind of separated out like that, and when we're all coming under one roof, we'll be able to work much more effectively, whereas the dispatchers and the operations staff will be better able to communicate with the finance department and the logistics section, and hiring equipment and all those things will be done much more effectively.
For me, it's not such a big deal. I don't have to deal with finance or administration as much, but for other crew members or crew leaders more, it can be an issue having to find all these different people all over the place, I guess. Phoning in to make sure they're around. We'll be even closer to the fold. Instead of cousins, they're like brothers and sisters.
It's a long overdue improvement that everyone is looking forward to.
Our gym's okay. It's not very large though. It's got what you need, the basics, but it doesn't have the full accoutrement of what a gym should have. And this new gym that's coming out, it's going to be pretty sick from what I hear, and I'm really looking forward to that.
Personally, my office previously was in a trailer, and I would have to hike back and forth. And as an information officer, it's hard to stay on top of information and the communication needs when everybody is so far spread out. So I'm looking forward to, being able to just sort of walk around my desk and talk to all the sections and sort of have a sense of what's going on in the fire center.
The thing I'm looking forward to most is having a heating and cooling system that works.
And for these firefighters who risk their lives every day, this new facility is a small token of appreciation for their extraordinary efforts. For Go on Shaw TV, I'm Christina Zhang. Wow, that looks like such a huge improvement. I can't wait to see the finished fire center as soon as it's all completed. Now, for our next story, did you know that we had a new museum director in town?
My name is William Adams. I am the new Executive Director and Curator of the Museum of the Cariboo Chilcotin. I came here from Vernon most recently. I've also administered the museum in Grand Forks, British Columbia, the Boundary Museum, and Craig Flower National Historic Site in Victoria, BC. I've always had an interest in history. I studied history at university, and I decided what better way to apply my interest in history than going into the museum field. Well, I saw an opportunity here, and I'm very interested in British Columbia local history and the ranching history of Williams Lake, and the area of the Cariboo Chilcotin was of a great interest to me, and so I decided this would be a great opportunity for me. In general, just the collection, the ranching collection stood out for me. I come from a background of a farming background, so I was very interested in the Western collection, which I assume is probably one of the largest Western collections in Canada. I'm here now about almost 2 months, and I'm really enjoying it. There's lots to learn. I'm very excited about being here at the museum and working with the community on a variety of projects. One of the upcoming projects is the 25th anniversary of the museum. The museum opened on August the 7th, 1991, and next year in 2016, we will be celebrating the museum's 25th anniversary with activities and events throughout much of the year. One of the areas I would like to improve is local visitation at the museum. We get a lot of visitors from out of town, out of country, coming to the museum and raving about it, and I want to build that excitement among the local community. I like the community to get involved with the museum in a variety of ways. Volunteering, we have all sorts of volunteering opportunities here at the museum. Visiting the museum, coming in for different events that we're having, different activities. There's a whole group of possibilities how people can get involved with the museum.
Well, that just about wraps up this episode of Go. Thank you everyone for joining us.
And you know what? This is the moment you've all been waiting for. Before the break, we talked to you about the fact that we were here last week filming a music video with Hannah Eastman. Hannah actually recorded this song for the Wounded Warriors event, and it's a beautiful song. I can't wait to hear this again.
Yeah, but before we go and check out the music video, Anand, how did you do at your hand at fly fishing today?
Not bad, actually. I didn't come out empty-handed.
Hey, that's mine!
Well...
What? Wait!
think I'm ready to let go. Fire up my truck and pack my gear. Find out what I still don't know. Got a lot of things to get off my mind. Throw it all out on the wind and see just what the river finds. Gonna let her fly, let her float on down for a little while. Let her climb and touch that amber sky. Oh, I'm gonna let her fly. When there's no casting left in me, I'll cast my worries down that stream and let her fly. Oh, the water's cold. It's never felt so good. Been waiting there for me, just like I knew it would. I'm gonna let her fly, let her float on down for a little while. Let her climb and touch that amber sky. Oh, I'm gonna let her fly. When there's no casting left in me, I'll cast my worries down that stream and let her fly. Is it something that I'm trying to find or drown inside of me? Gonna let that water wash my soul and set it free. I'm gonna let her fly. When I leave today, I'll know just why I come back to this place each time. Oh, I'm gonna let her fly. When there's no casting left in me, I'll cast my worries down that stream and let her fly. Oh, I'm gonna let her fly.